The film And Justice for All is a phenomenal film with Al Pacino and Jack Warden and John Forsythe. And Justice for All, released in 1979, directed by Norman Jewison. It stars Al Pacino, Jack Warden, John Forsythe, Lee Strasberg, Jeffrey Tambor, and Christine Lahti. Masterfully performed by Al Pacino, whose confidence is so strong that it defies reason. In this film, Pacino portrays a young, combative lawyer from Baltimore who has been working in the system for almost 12 years. He is not a reformer who just graduated from law school. He is motivated to tell the American legal system to shove it up its ass where the sun don't shine. If you like criminal courtroom drama, this movie has it all. Riveting performances by John Forsythe as the judge, Jack Warden as another judge, a suicidal judge, and Al Pacino. This is one of the famous roles that Al Pacino played, and he plays it masterfully. If you like courtroom theatrics, over-the-top acting, believable characters, this movie does not disappoint. I love this movie. The look, the feel of it, the acting, the dialogue, it's very believable and it's very quite good. A judge named Fleming, played by John Forsythe, who somewhat suddenly becomes Pacino's client, serves as his first source of inspiration. Forsythe has an amazing judge's appearance. When he addresses a lawyer in his courtroom, he has the gentleman's hazy smirk, haggard and contemplative eyes, and razor-cut gray hair. It seems to us that he resolved early in his bench career to never let considerations of basic humanity get in the way of his treatment of a case, thus saving himself a great deal of time. Pacino is enraged by this since he represents a client who has spent months behind bars as a result of Forsythe. It so happens that the customer is innocent. That seems to be a consensus among all. However, due to a snag in regular police protocol, the client was in the wrong location at the wrong time, got locked up in a cell, and isn't allowed to leave unless Pacino and Forsythe can agree on a number of pointless details. They are unable to. While his client has a breakdown in jail, Forsythe appears to enjoy frustrating Pacino in a silent, sadistic way. One by one, his clients are being railroaded by the judge, played by John Forsythe. And in essence, it drives some characters to do bad things, and he's starting to question why this judge has it in for himself, John Forsythe. Lo and behold, John Forsythe is later accused of a crime, and who else does he choose to be his lawyer? John Forsythe, the judge, picks Al Pacino to represent him, of all people. Because he despises him, he's going to be very fair, is what he believes. Pacino's life is complicated on other fronts in the interim. The fact that And Justice for All has so many characters doing so many different things to, with and against Pacino, makes it a success of filmmaking when all the tales come to a close in one picture, despite the fact that it is complicated on far too many other fronts. There is a senior judge played beautifully by Jack Warden, who feeds his suicidal tendencies by eating his lunch on the 5th floor window ledge and testing to see if his helicopter would take off without gasoline. There is also a girlfriend, a neurotic law partner, another crazy client, and other crazy people. A lot of characters in this film pop in. A lot of sad moments in this movie show up. And when you watch the film, I believe you will be riveted. Just because the acting in this movie is really good. The director did a great job. Jack Warden has a phenomenal role. Remember Jack Warden? Very popular in the 60s and 70s. But in this movie, he plays a judge. And he's got some issues of his own. No one's perfect in this film. Everyone's got little skeletons in their closet. But this movie is a lot of fun. Fun in the sense that in the life of attorney Al Pacino, all these associates and judges in his circle of life, his friends, a circle of friends and co-workers. There's something always wrong with each of them. His attorneys are messed up. His judges are messed up. Co-attorneys are messed up, and they're messing him up with his cases. And all he wants to do is help the little guy evade being wrongfully accused for crimes, and he wants to get them out. And as he tries to help his clients, he keeps getting railroaded by the judge. Again, played beautifully by John Forsythe. You may recognize John Forsythe from that TV show Dynasty that came out in the 80s with big hair and mansions and all that money and so forth. But John Forsythe plays the perfect judge in this movie. The film is a compromise including several approaches to the material. However, Pacino's portrayal makes the events make sense. We tolerate the film's tonal fluctuations with some suspicion because Pacino never wavers and appears to retain the key points of contention even throughout the unnecessary segments, such as the helicopter ride. Then, just as the film looks like it's going to develop into a series of sketches, things start to get tight. Forsythe is a key suspect in the horrific beating and rape of a little girl. Al Pacino again gives a wonderful, riveting performance, a nice climax at the end of the film. So if you want to catch it out or check it out, I highly recommend And Justice for All. Again, brilliant, wonderful characters, all beautifully played, and it doesn't disappoint. Is it perfect? No. There's some, odd moments here and there, but I was riveted to the film, and I was just drawn to Jack Warden and Al Pacino. Their chemistry was really good, and looking back, I miss Jack Warden. He was a good actor, a great dramatic actor, and he's also a good comedic actor. But what if Forsythe is indeed guilty? Then what does Pacino do? He is taking cues from movies like Network and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, as well as other recent films that celebrate the manic rebel mentality going up against the evil establishment. The final courtroom scenes are designed to elicit cheers from the audience, and the machine functions as intended. Perhaps when Pacino's courtroom scene intensifies, we just ignore the humor, soap opera, and romantic comedy that came before it, and accept the sequence as stand-alone material. This slightly disorganized judicial drama might not have the coherence or reality of other films from the same era. However, Justice for All is still an ambitious project that aims to demonstrate how powerful people both subvert and control an ineffective legal system. So I highly recommend And Justice for All. Out of 5 stars, I totally give this 4.5 stars because of Jack Warden and Al Pacino. But all the actors were good in this film, but those two, for me, stand out. So check out And Justice for All. It won't disappoint you. I'm Tony. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.